It is Monday, December 22nd, and we are right in the middle of the fantasy football divisional round. If you play, which you should, this week, and we got a lot to talk about. A lot of things went right, a lot of things went wrong, and I'm here to tell you all about it. So, that being said, we got a packed show. Let's get it started. Let's start ranting. Let's go, man. Let's go.
You're watching Cold Brews and Hot Takes, only on Fantasy Now Plus.
Welcome into the show. Welcome back, everybody, to Cold Brews and Hot Takes with your boy Josh Kimmel. And it is not Festivus yet, but I'm celebrating it a day early because I got a lot of grievances to air after this disaster weekend. For me, at least, in the week 16 of the NFL. What a terrible day. What a terrible day to watch NFL football. Now, if you've won your matchups and you are into the championship or you're feeling pretty good about the championship game and you have players tonight, you can go ahead and just laugh at me. That's the thing. You can either laugh at me or laugh with me. But either way, we're going to have a good time. I don't even know where to start. I don't know where to start. So let's start with the New York Giants. Clearly, they don't know what's happening. Clearly, they don't know what year it is. Jackson Dart, your fantasy, not even fantasy, your real life quarterback stud for the future, you decided, hey, in 2025, we're not going to throw the ball. Matter of fact, we're just not going to have a completion until, I don't know, midway through the second quarter of the NFL game in 2025. Jackson Dart crushed you this week, and it's not because of him. I missed the memo where the Minnesota Vikings were the 2000 Ravens or the 2003 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I missed all of that. Apparently, throwing the ball in New York is a sin, and it shouldn't be committed this close to Christmas, apparently. I don't know what I was watching. It was a punt clinic. It was a disaster from J.J. McCarthy and Jackson Dart. Both sides were embarrassing. 13 attempts. Jackson Dart threw the ball 13 times. He crushed you. Let's get to Gardner Minshew. Let's go to everyone's Christmas miracle, the person who was going to save your season. If you lost Patrick Mahomes or maybe you lost Daniel Jones, Gardner Minshew was the miracle on 34th Street until he wasn't. He literally left the game and gave you less than, I think, 2 points. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. There's nothing else to be said there. Meanwhile, in New England on Sunday night, league winner Trevion Henderson, the electric rookie running back who pops every time he touches the ball. The fantasy god said, no, Vrabel, you idiot. This is for everything you've done all season. You ignored him all season. You wanted to give the ball to Ramondre. The fantasy god says, here you go, buddy. Have fun. Have fun with Ramondre Stevenson. Henderson left the game with an injury, of course, a head injury. It sucks. Why does everything I touch turn into complete shit? Sorry for everyone. I'm so mad. Let's talk Ashton Jeanty. Now you want to be good? Now you want to go against the definitely best defense in the league? And you want to put up 30 points? Now? If you started him, you had no other options. If you started Ashton Jeanty this week, you had zero options. And congratulations. I'm in a league where I shouldn't have won. And I had zero options. I still lost because still lost. But he put up 30-something points in a league, in a matchup where he shouldn't have. What happened? Congratulations if you started him. But if you're smart and you had better options, you benched him, and then he went off. I can't make this up. I can't. Oh, let's get to bum-ass Baker Mayfield. Let's do it. Last time we made a video about Baker Mayfield, he led the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns for like 2.5 years. I was told I was a joke. I was wrong. Baker's a boss. Baker's a beast. Baker this, Baker that. Listen, I know it's not Baker's fault. I'm just mad. I'm mad. But Baker shockingly sucked ass. Sucked. Tampa Bay Buccaneers sucked. I don't know what they're doing. Bum-ass Baker screwed you. But you know what? He's not the only one that screwed you this week. Trey McBride. You erased everything you did from weeks 1 to 14 to 15. It did nothing matters. Who cares? In the biggest game of our fantasy football playoff scenario here in the divisional round, you put up nothing, 27 yards, 4 catches. That's it. That's cardio season, buddy. That's not why we drafted you. But I'm not even mad about him. I understand. He picked the worst time to have his worst game. I get it. But there's nothing. There's nothing that can prepare you for this. The reigning, defending, undisputed fake NFL MVP, Josh Allen, in a statement win against the Cleveland Browns by 3 points, did nothing. 7 total fantasy football points. That's why he's not the real MVP. That's why he's just a cupcake eater. That's why he's just Josh Allen, Buffalo Bill, perennial loser on a losing team that's going to lose in the playoffs again. He didn't win you your fantasy football league. He's not going to win a Super Bowl, all you Bills Nation out there. I'm pissed. I'm ready to get into it. Happy Festivus. Let's get the grievances out. It's officially underway. I know it's a day early, but guess what, guys? I have a surprise for you. I have a big time surprise, and I have not read any of your comments. I see they're going off. You might be telling me, Josh, calm down. I'm not here to listen to nobody today, but you know what? I'm bringing my boss in today because I have some things to talk to my boss about. So without further ado, get on in here, boss. Come on. I'm pissed. I'm mad as hell. I cannot believe I was in so many. By the way, cherry on top, if I would have started a lineup in Scott Fishbowl last week, I would have been in the semis this week. My team's 129 points, and I have a very good chance of making the finals if I would have set my lineup. So
you're currently you would be 14 points up on the cut line, but you know, JT, CMC, Brock Purdy still has to play tonight. George Kittle, like there. Yes, you'd be above the cut line right now, but you probably would be eliminated this week.
So that's it.
I'm
not going to scream. I'm not going to scream anymore. I'm not going to scream anymore. I'm not going to raise my voice anymore. I did enough of that yesterday. Matter of fact, I turned off television completely when Studkins went down with an injury. I said, that's it. That's a sign from, that's a sign from whoever's above me, whoever's there. That's a sign that says you're not winning ish this year. Eat your second places, eat your third places. No championships for Josh this year because every player you love and every player you vouch for all season, from Daniel Jones to Quinshon Judkins to you name it, they all went down either this week or last week. What? Why? Anyway, how are you doing, Justin?
I'm doing great. Currently, you know, three teams in the semis. 2 of them have already pretty much locked up the championship matchup. One, you know, I just need 69 points from JT and CMC, and I'll get there too. So 35 points each, hopefully tonight. So
what's going on, Craig? I'm sorry that you started Josh Allen. I'm sorry that Bucky, your goal line situations. Yeah, I watched most of that Bucks game. Sean Tucker for no reason. Where's Bucky? Oh man,
Bucky got me into a championship this weekend because my opponent had Bucky. It's great. It's great. Loved it. It was a great weekend. I don't know what you're talking about. I had a great fantasy weekend. Finally.
Yeah, you did. Don't get me started on that. I'm not going to trash any viewers.
Hey, how's your the dynasty team that you said you were definitely going to win the championship though? I forgot how'd that one do?
Minshew got hurt. I benched Genty like a smart person. So Judkins got hurt. It just my whole team fell apart, but it doesn't matter. What else? So I'm checking all my comments. JJ and Dart was not playing. Justin, you can't comment on the same stream you're on, but I guess nobody knew you were coming. Vikings
I was
defense
still in the back. I had to be a decoy still. Josh, come on.
Connect your mic, and then come talk to me. I didn't think you were going to get to the private chats. Brian Ches and I was at a hockey game Saturday night with Dirtbag Dave, and he told me Jackson Dart's on a great start this week, but he's still going to start him. And I'm like, yeah, I know the Vikings defense is good, but to not complete a pass into the middle of to not even attempt a pass, that was just confusing to me. It made zero sense, and it just whatever. Minshew, Mania, ACL, shut up. Aubrey, only 5 points for kicking. Yeah. I knew Ramondre is stop it, Justin. See, you're just making a clown of yourself. You're making a clown. Doom says, hey guys, I need about 30 points from Tyler Warren tonight to win my ship. I hope you get it. I do. Because this is the year of who knows what's gonna happen. And that could happen. What else we got here going on? Everyone filing into the chat. Welcome in. Just throw down what you need to win your championship or to get to the championship round. Let us know. Brissett turned into a pumpkin too. Yeah. Yeah, he sure did. Sure did. Sure freaking did. Gonna send Josh a LS. You tried. Yep. I'll take that. I'll take the at least you tried trophy.
You should.
I'll take it. How's it going, guys? What's going on? Barsh and Chops. Would you both prank a pizza delivery man? No, I would not. How would I prank a delivery pizza man?
I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it today because like you have to pay ahead of time.
Well,
so it's how do you do that?
I wouldn't prank them because they're hardworking people and they have a terrible job, honestly, and they get enough from people. So I wouldn't. But if I was gonna prank them, I just wouldn't. I feel bad. I like those people. I tip those people well. And tip your garbage people too. The people that pick up your trash. Tip people, guys. It's the holiday season. Don't be jerks. Second pick, Chase Brown really showing up. Yeah, I got a lot to say about Chase Brown showing up. It's another reason why I lost the matchup in your league. Justin. Jesper goes, Chase, Samaje Perine getting goal line carries. I go ahead and take a nap because Judkins breaks his damn leg. I wake up and Chase Brown has 3 touchdowns. Gosh, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. The guy on the right looks like his brother, David Spade's brother. You know what? Life's a digging. Life's a garden. We dig it. I like Van Halen, not Van Hagar. I love David Spade. Anything David Spade. So that's a very good compliment, Farsh. Appreciate you. Hit that subscribe button. I can bring out all the David Spade lines. I'm in that era. Doom says it's tight end premium too. Hoping Rivers, Peppers. We hope. Craig, you kept T. Higgins on the bench. I don't blame you, but I don't see how you could have against Miami. And Farsh's last comment says the guy on the left looks like he could be the actor of Spider-Man. Are you the guy dating Zendaya or the guy Tobey Maguire or that one that nobody watched in the middle of those two? Because if he looks like the guy dating Zendaya, I would like to look like that. And I would like to date Zendaya. Don't tell my wife. But yeah, don't forget the likes, guys. But anyway, let's get into the content.
I'm Spider-Man now. I will take that. I am not Spider-Man.
I'm Joe Dirt.
Not convince me anything else.
And I'm Joe Dirt. And I'm happy with that. Life's a garden.
So, Bobby.
So let's get into the whole weekend of content. You had a great week, so it's kind of like the yin and yang. I had a terrible week, like one of the worst weeks you could possibly have, which has already been established. So let's get into the meat of things. Next week we have the fantasy football championships, and if you've made the fantasy football championships, odds are you roster players like I don't know, Puka Nacua, possibly. You maybe roster somebody like a Bijan Robinson. You maybe roster Jahmyr Gibbs. You maybe roster someone like a Drake May. So I'm interested to see who is the most rostered player in championships because that's always my favorite thing to see, especially if it's going to be someone like a Michael Wilson or somebody that you didn't expect. That's always fun. A couple of years ago was Rashad Penny. So, Justin, what's your biggest takeaway from this weekend? I've already yelled enough. I got to catch up my voice and take a drink.
Biggest takeaway this weekend is that you really had to play the waiver game this year. And I know we can say that every year. Oh, there's a lot of injuries. Oh, you got to find players on the waivers to make it go. But for real, I feel like this year, like the studs did not stud at the right time. Either you lost in the playoffs last week because a stud decided to not show up. Your QB1 is Lamar Jackson, and he did not play at all this season, it seems like. And my mood lighting has decided to just turn off. So that's cool. There it is. So I feel like you definitely had to play the waiver game. I noticed people on some winning rosters that I have. Kenneth Gainwell, big guy, like big time winner of the playoffs so far. 23.8 last night. Kyle Pitts finally showed up at the right time last week. Now again this week. Bijan Robinson had a questionable season through the middle of it, but then finally finished it off with really, really great weeks. 2 29-point weeks in the playoffs. So one stud, yes, but you had to find those waiver picks. Stafford was not a QB1 at the start of the season. Remember, we thought Stafford wasn't going to play this season. 30.8 this week. We didn't realize, Jacoby was going to be good. Jacoby was good. This is his worst week, and he scored 11.6, which is still more than Mariota, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, a lot of other quarterbacks. Josh Allen, he still scored more than all of them. You had to work the waivers to get to the championship this year.
And I feel like that's a yearly thing. You think about the Rashad Penny's of the world and whoever else stands out, but you just going over the fantasy football playoffs, just the last couple of weeks. I know it's not complete yet. We still have Brock Purdy, Juwan Jennings, and a couple other fantasy studs. I think I mentioned CMC, Kittle. Like there's some studs out there. And just to let you know, in that Scott Fish Bowl, never mind. I drafted Kittle, but I didn't start him this week. So if I would, Scott Fish Bowl, you said, oh, you're only down, the cut line's 14. I would have plugged in Kittle for one of those players. So none of this stuff makes sense. I'm in shambles. But if you look at the top guys for the playoffs, I am in shambles. Bijan Robinson, James Cook, Chase Brown, Travis Etienne. Those are your top 4 guys from weeks 15 and 16. And those are all studs you drafted early on. You did. Kenneth Gainwell is the outlier. He's the running back 5 right now. But that's somebody you had to kind of, I guess, read the room. He was performing well, and people were afraid to start him. But even look at Jaylen Warren. He showed out yesterday as well as Kenneth Gainwell. But the rest of the running backs, at least from what I'm seeing, the only outlier is Kenneth Gainwell and Tyrone Tracy. Tyrone Tracy's a running back 10 in the last 2 weeks. Everybody else was drafted very high. So what is the issue? Why am I not winning matchups? I'll tell you why. I really will. And I hate to make this all about me, but it's the fact of the matter is, yes, these players are performing now, but like you mentioned, you said a great thing is Bijan Robinson didn't seem like the player all year. Chase Brown definitely wasn't. Travis Etienne has been up and down. Ashton Genty, who's the running back 6 right now, just because of yesterday. Because before then, single-digit games, I believe in 3 straight games. Saquon Barkley scored 21.2 fantasy points this week. Where's he been all season? So like these superstars that we did draft, if you drafted them, you were kind of struggling. And if you made it to the playoffs, you're flourishing, but odds are you didn't make it there. And that's where I'm seeing a lot. I'm in 29 leagues and I went through all of them. Majority of them, the 5th seeds in the championship, the 6th seeds in the championship, the 1 and 2 seeds rarely made it. Rarely. And there's a reason for it. Either they relied on their players and now other superstars are coming up for these 6 seeds, or they're just players didn't perform like me. Like my guys didn't perform all year. So it's tough, man.
I feel like a lot of the times, the first 2 seeds get really comfortable. It's like, oh, I have all the good players. They're all doing great. They're great. Whereas, the players that are in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th area, they're fighting to get in the playoffs. So every week they're like, okay, who's on the waivers? What trade can I make? What can I do to make my team better? They find guys at the right time who are now excelling. For instance, Parker Washington, Kenneth Gainwell, Jacoby, some of these guys that you didn't draft highly, nobody thought about because I have all the studs. They make those slow incremental changes throughout the season. And we talk about this all year. You have to make it week by week. You have to make a change each week to make it into the playoffs and keep rolling. Then you get to the 6 seeds, the 4 seeds, stuff like that. And they start advancing because they have all of these players that are now hot at the right time.
Yeah, that's no doubt. Like there is a comfortability of the 1 and 2 seeds where, oh, I'm good, I'm fine. And that happens in the majority of leagues. It does. I see it all the time. I was the only top 4 seed in my home league that were actively making moves week to week because everybody else was just chill with what they had. Turns out I probably played too much with my roster, or I just lost everyone at the same time. But you're right, those 6 seeds but I'm seeing it from a different perspective. They got lucky because they had Kyle Pitts in the first round, which the majority of my leagues, the 6 seed got lucky with Pitts and they played me. And then what happened is now they're like, oh, I won, and their bad players continue to do well. Like Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence has 75.5 fantasy points in the past 2 weeks, 20 points more than Matthew Stafford, right? Almost 30 points more than Drake May. Trevor Lawrence wasn't somebody we were counting on to get us wins week to week. He just caught fire. And if you were lucky enough or you had to start him in your super flex position, odds are you came out on top. And someone who started Jackson Dart, who was scoring 25 points a game from the moment he started, all of a sudden he scores 1.7. You're like, what did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong. You just followed the process. And that's what drives me nuts is you follow the process all the way through. And then the Giants decide they're not going to throw the football at least more than 14 times. Like they thought it was 1922. Like I didn't understand what their game plan was. I just didn't get it. Don't tell me the Vikings defense is tough. I know they are, but 13 throws? So you follow the process and you get here and then you're like, you kind of feel depleted. So can I ask you this? And this is a left hand question or right at a right field. How do you get the motivation to come back next year? How do people stay involved? This is important because the off season, there's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of player movement. There's going to be a lot of things, and you might just be uninterested for a while. And that's okay to take a break. But that just gives me a nice segue to say, follow us everywhere. Fantasy Now Plus. We were not taking a day off. We will be here weekly throughout the offseason to help you get through if you were eliminated. And plus, we have great dynasty content. We're going to be putting out rookie content. So make sure you follow us everywhere on the socials, fantasynowplus.com. Join our Discord. We don't go away. Chat.fantasynowplus.com. So, Justin, how do you stay active throughout the offseason? And how do you deal with these terrible losses, man? Oh, wait, you don't lose because you have bad teams. I'm sorry.
No, this was probably my worst year of fantasy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Last year made 6 championships. This year didn't even get 4 play. I had 4 playoff teams, so not great. But you join more dynasty leagues. It's not a good answer. Not a good answer as somebody who's trying to back out of some dynasty leagues now. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Take a month. Nothing happens in February. Literally nothing happens in February. Just take a month. Go touch some grass, snow, wherever you are. And then come back in about April and get ready for the rookie drafts. And if you don't do dynasty and you only do, redraft, then you got some more time. But focus, like don't get overhyped about the rookies. Like that's the thing is that I feel like a lot of people in redraft evaluate rookies highly. Marvin Harrison in recent years, went in first round. Should he have gone first round in his rookie season? Probably not. Like there's always Ashton Genty was what, the 11th pick this year? Like there's always a rookie that ends up in the first round and you shouldn't. I didn't answer your question, but
no, you didn't. But to be fair, Ashton Genty is running back 13 right now. To be fair, like on the season, and that's pretty good for Ashton Genty. He's had some big games. He's had some dud games. I think we look at his dud games and we just evaluate that a little bit different. Like, why is he not performing? He should be there.
You don't want your RB1 scoring you 4 points in a week.
Yeah, of course. But we have to understand that a lot of these guys do. It's just Genty is a rookie and he plays in the Raiders. Anyway, that's not where I want to lean to. I want to lean towards tonight and next season. We had a question in the chat. Do you guys think I'll get 38 points from Purdy and CMC tonight combined? My first,
the two of them are projected 41. So,
yeah, I don't see why that wouldn't happen or couldn't happen. I do believe that you have a very good chance of winning, but that's why we play the game. I mean, if Jackson Dart would have scored literally 6 points, I'm in the championship game, but he scored like 1.7. So anything could happen. Hey, you know what, Blake? Maybe the 49ers staff took inspiration from the Giants game and said, oh, it's not 2025, it's 1922. We can't throw the ball tonight. We got to run the ball. Maybe Brock Purdy won't have a completion until the fourth quarter. I don't know. Maybe the Giants are setting up a trend. I don't know. I can't wait to see. losers.
I hope
You
so.
might as well kept Dayball at that point. If you want to be a loser, keep Dayball. Why? What was that? So mad. Anyway, so tonight we have a big matchup though. We do. I know you are you have some fantasy players going tonight against Jacob, or Jacob has some fantasy players going against you. So who do you think this is possible?
38? Yeah, I think it's possible.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Yeah,
I think so
yeah,
too.
yeah. No, I mean, they're both projected 41. If you want to think about that, I think CMC is going to get some pretty good dump offs. I know they just clinched with some losses that happened yesterday, but they also still have the possibility of being the number 1 seed. So I think that's still in the fight for them. I think they're going to want to play. It's big. It's Monday Night Football, so they're going to still want to perform at the big stage. So I think 41 is an easy number to get to with those two. Now I hope it's more CMC side than Purdy side, but need CMC to score 35 points tonight. So
He should do that. No, I'm kidding.
hopefully.
All right. So I am not usually we break down what happened. We know what happened. I already went through it. Like if you made it, congrats. If you didn't make it, stick around. We'll have some fun. Let's look ahead next week, week 17. This is your championship game. If you made it, there's some juicy matchups out there for some players. Now, if you roster Jared Goff, they're playing the Minnesota Vikings, so I would bench him 100%. He might only throw the ball 1 or 2 times. The most elite defensive backs in the world over there in Minnesota. No, I'm joking, of course. Are you worried about Jared Goff at all going against the daunted number 1 team of all time, Minnesota Vikings, or do you think that Jared Goff is going to actually overcome the odds and become good and actually throw the ball more than 13 times? What I'm saying is, do you think this is an optimal matchup with Jared Goff next week?
I'm not loving it. I actually didn't realize the Minnesota Vikings allowed the least amount of points to the quarterback position.
Yeah,
and I didn't realize that until you just said that, and that's wild to me. They beat the Texans, Chargers, Browns, and Bills for the least amount. But I mean, Jared Goff still has Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? Like still has Jahmyr Gibbs. Like they have elite players. I don't even know what does the Vikings schedule even look like? Who have they actually played? That's the real question for me, is who have they actually played? And I cannot find it fast enough. So I'm fine starting Jared Goff this week, currently, today, Monday. We're not even there yet.
not there.
I don't know.
It's important to note that they're playing Thursday, December 25th at 4:30 on Christmas. I believe that's a Netflix game.
Yeah.
We have 3 games on Christmas, guys. This is
Jared
kind of
Goff.
new. This is kind of new. I just want to get that scheduling out there. If you made it to the finals, you have 3 games on Christmas. You have the Commanders hosting the Cowboys at 1:00. You have the Vikings hosting the Lions at 4:30. And then the night game that nobody's going to watch, the Chiefs are hosting the Broncos.
Well, can we talk about the first 5 games of the weekend on Thursday and Saturday night, where we have 1, 2, 4 starting quarterbacks, 5 starting quarterbacks of all the teams, of all 10 teams, only 5 starting quarterbacks? Because we've got Dak versus Josh Johnson first.
Yep.
The epic matchup. Jared Goff versus Brosmer.
Maybe they can call Dante Culpepper.
Maybe. Then we got Bo Nix versus Oladukin.
He sounds like Street Fighter, like a Hadouken.
Yeah,
that's what
right.
I was thinking.
Okay, then we get on Saturday, we get Stroud versus Herbert. Mind you, Herbert has a broken hand, but hey, Herbert QB3 this week. And then we got maybe Snoop Huntley versus who's on the practice squad for the Packers, because Jordan Love has a concussion and it's a short week for them. So that probably not going to play. Malik Willis has a shoulder injury. So QB3 is, I don't know who's on the practice squad.
Yeah. And then we got
this is not a good week of like championship Sunday. Like,
oh, it continues. We have the Buccaneers hosting Quinn Ewers, possibly. We have the Jets.
Oh, no, there's 12 quarterbacks starting this week that were not the week 1 starter.
It's crazy. Like, and this is our championship week. This is our
Right.
championship week.
This isn't the running back position or the wide receiver position where you expect injuries to happen. 12 quarterbacks that started week 1 are not starting this week at minimum.
And that's just maddening to me.
That's
It's
football.
just complete maddening to me. So yeah, it's going to be a fun time.
Might be the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Preseason
This is life.
champ Clayton Tune.
This is life. This is his life now, but it is what it is. We got to get through it.
Okay, what? I'm sorry. I'm going back. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm thinking of QB3s. 6, 7, 8. 8 QB3, 9 QB3s this week for teams.
Yeah, that's just unheard of. But let's play a little game. I don't get to play games on the show often because I usually don't have anyone to bounce back and forth with. So I'm going to play a little game called Underperformer. And you tell me that they will stay underperforming or they will rise above all. I'm going to give you the first option. Breece Hall. He has scored 5.7 fantasy points and 8.3 fantasy points in the playoffs in both matchups. He has 14 total points. If you can't do math, that is 7 points per game. He is going against the New England Patriots. So my question to you, Justin, currently he is the running back 41 during the playoffs. Will he be above running back 41? Or below? Actually, I'll give him some more grace. Will he be a running back 2 for your fantasy football team or below that against the New England Patriots?
Below
that? Ooh. Is there any reach just because he sucks?
Has not had a double-digit game since week 13. And that was just 2 weeks back to back. So from week 11 to now, he has had 4 single-digit games. And he's got New England, who allows not a lot of points to the running back position, third least amount of points. That Jets team has zero identity. They don't even know who the quarterback is. Brady Cook. Since Brady Cook has been playing, Breece Hall has been absolutely nothing, actually. So you would think, rookie quarterback handball to elite running back would be a thing. That's not a thing. Below.
Bucky Irvin, currently the running back 37 for your playoffs, 8.1 and 7.1. It's 15.2 total. He's below running backs such as Tank Bigsby, Isaiah Pacheco, Samaje Perine, and Michael Carter. Will he finish above all of those players named next week against the Miami Dolphins?
Yes. It's Miami.
It is Miami. They just gave up 4 touchdowns to the running back.
It's also it's a must win. Like if they lose, they're out. Pretty much. Yeah. If they lose, they're out of the playoffs. I think it is an elimination game for them this weekend. And regardless, they have to win because if they don't win this week, they got Carolina the next week. So, and Carolina would have to lose this week for them to have a chance at even winning the division. So, I think they get rolling again with Bucky. Yeah, I know Sean Tucker got in the end zone this week. Doesn't mean that's the offense. He had 3 rush attempts. I'm sorry, 4 rush attempts for 3 yards, and one of those was a touchdown. So, I think Bucky Irving is... He's getting the yardage. That's the thing. 63% snap share, 19 rush attempts, 71 yards last week, but 7 points. Didn't find the end zone. It's just maddening. I think he finished above though.
All right, this one's a hot topic, and I think I know where you're going to go. But Justin Jefferson, he gets to play on Christmas against the Detroit Lions. We just talked about him. Where is he at? He is just had him. Oh, never mind. Hold on. I changed pages real quick. Jefferson. He is the wide receiver 36 in the fantasy football playoffs, putting up 14.5 fantasy points this week, 4.2 the week before. Now with a backup quarterback, do we see double digits again? I don't need any placement. Do we see double digits again from Justin Jefferson in the championship? And if you have Justin Jefferson in your fantasy playoff championship, Let me know.
How?
I'd be curious.
How do you have him? Like, the question is, will he get double digits? Right?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
what you're
We're scoring
asking.
double digits. That's all I'm asking.
No.
No. Okay. Now this one, I'm curious because the Buccaneers, Jalen Waddle, worse than Justin Jefferson, is the wide receiver 45. This NFL or this fantasy football playoff, scoring 4.6 and 12.2. He gets the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who we just saw Ted McMillan have a very good game against with Bryce Young. Is there any chance that we see Jalen Waddle help you win your fantasy football league this week? Remember, where's he at again? Lost him. He had 12.2 last week or this week. Can he help you?
That's a solid flex.
He's a solid flex. We like him against Tampa Bay.
Very solid flex. Mind you, he got 12.2 against Cincinnati, who third least amount of points to their wide. It's the only position the Bengals can hold is the wide receiver position. Jalen Waddle got going. Quentin Ewers actually didn't look terrible. 20 for 30, 2 interceptions, but one of those I know was a deflection interception, which was not his fault. I think he can against Tampa. And look at what Tet just did.
Yeah, look at what Tet just did. And my last question to you about underperformers, and then I'm going to ask you one more question about overs. Brock Bowers is currently the tight end 10 for the fantasy playoffs, 8.8 and 14.3. Now, notice all these players I'm bringing up had a good week this week. Brock Bowers is currently behind Chicken Quago. I can't say that name. Juwan Johnson. Yep. Colby Parkinson, Harold Fannin, Darren Waller, Dalton Schultz, anyone that scored touchdowns. Do you really, 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 really think that Brock Bowers is going to perform for you this week in your fantasy playoff matchup? And they get the New York Giants.
So similarly to the Bengals, the one position that the Giants actually can reduce the amount of points given up to is the tight end position. I think he is a solid 10 points. I don't think he's going to be he won me the league. He's not going to be the 45 points from Kyle Pitts. He's not going to be 43 points from week 9 against Jacksonville. He is a definite. He has to have the targets to get there, and he's just not getting the targets anymore. Without Jacoby Myers, he's just not getting the targets because they're doubling him.
That's true. It's true. I'm with you on that. And my last question, because this is a overperformer, and I want to see if you're going to ride with this guy till you die, because you've already brought his name up multiple times. Okay. Running back 9. Yep, running back 9 for your fantasy football playoffs. Scored 18.8. He's actually currently behind his teammate, Jalen Warren. He's running back 8. Are we riding with Kenneth Gainwell in your championship? Not in your flex. I'm talking about in your running back 1 or 2 position. Are we riding with Kenny Gainwell? Who do they play? Who do those bums play?
The Browns.
Yep, against the Browns. Against a team that can be ran on. James Cook just did it.
The Browns are right in the middle of the pack in terms of, points allowed. Ooh, man, this is yes. Yeah. Because it's not just running for him. He only put up 50 yards rushing, 23 points. It's the targets he's getting. He's getting a lot of targets. 7 targets each of the last 3 weeks. 21 targets over the last 3 weeks. He's a target hog. Like every game, he has been a target hog.
Yeah. So I agree with you on that.
RB2 right here.
I agree. Yeah, I put him in my RB2 position. Guys, just a programming note. I will be live every single day this week except for Christmas and Friday. So that's only Monday through Wednesday with Justin at noon.
Every day this week except for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Just Monday and Sunday.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot for me. So I'll be live on your site, Fantasy Now Plus. Actually, you know what, Justin? I am going to be live Saturday with Bobby Melendez over at the Finstock Sports Network talking pro wrestling. And I'll be live Friday as well. I'm out. Do you need someone?
Maybe. I'm gonna be out of
All right.
town, so we'll see.
I'm a maybe for Sunday, but honestly, this is where I was getting to. Tuesday, the waiver show. We will be talking about waivers, injuries, who you should pick up, who you should be sitting on your bench, all that fun stuff. And then Wednesday, our showdown, our flagship show. I'll be live with Justin again. So set your calendars, hit that alerts. I know you're off work this week. I know we're all off. Justin's off work. He doesn't have to go to work. I'm at work. But I'm always working. Always be working. That's my motto.
ABC.
But so I just want to let everybody know. Yeah, ABC. Just want to let everybody know that we will be live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Charlene is taking the week off. Much deserved. We thank Charlene for everything this season. She's not gone. Don't worry, guys. She'll be back. She's just taking this week off. And we appreciate her. And I'll be stepping in. So I appreciate Justin the invite. And if you don't like me on that show, too bad. Too bad. Come anyway and have fun. Tomorrow's the real Festivus. So imagine tomorrow. If I was like this today, imagine tomorrow. I got a lot more grievances to air out.
Imagine Justin tomorrow saying drop Jonathan Taylor today.
Imagine. But with that being said, we are going to wrap up the show today. We had a lot of fun. I'm glad Justin was able to be here with me and have some fun. I know it was a very selfish show of me today. I talked about my teams a lot, and I just want to appreciate all of you for sticking around and liking that, hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button if you can. It's been a fun season. The season's not over though. So after this championship game, I will be back next week for the reactions. We'll be celebrating championships. If you win your championship, come in here and let me know. I want to know your rosters. I want to know everything. We're celebrating you next week. So next week's show will be, how do I say that? Listener Appreciation Week. That's my show next week. I want to appreciate all of you. Let me know how many championships you've won. And I want to go ahead and give those the praises they deserve. Justin, any last words before we get out of here?
We have fantasy football playoff action coming up soon as teams are getting locked in. That link will be on our website. So go to fantasynowplus.com, get the link to join, to get your interest out there. That way we can send you when everything is locked up. That way you can set your lineup. But it's 13 players, best ball throughout the entire playoffs. You pick one from each team. There's 14 teams right now, and hope for the best.
And hope for the best. That's all we can do. Jesus, take the wheel. That's what I said about Genty this week. If you started Genty, Jesus, take the wheel. He's going to give me 4 or 32, apparently. Justin, get us on out of here, man. I appreciate every single one of you. Real life. It's been, like I said, one hell of a season, one hell of a ride, and we couldn't have done it without you guys. So appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate you, boss. And Brian and everyone in the chat, especially Brian. He was much nicer to me last week. You know what? And Sean too. Sean doesn't get enough love on the show. Appreciate you too. Justin, I'm rambling. In the show.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.